Amy Lee estuvo de visita en México para hablar de la nueva producción de su banda, Evanescence. En entrevista, la cantante expresó su emoción de estar de regreso con su banda y del orgullo que siente por el trabajo que han realizado en conjunto.
Falling back in love with the band and making it more of a band thing after going so far left and experimenting with different sounds, some more electronic influence at times and vintage synthesizers, and also just vocally, you know, being comfortable playing with the songs in a way that maybe isn't necessarily classic for rock or metal music, you know, just makes it a little bit more free, I think. I think you hear some freedom in the new sound. It's definitely still Evanescence because this is my Evanescence renaissance, you know, so we're embracing all the things that have always been great about Evanescence to us, but also with some new looseness and freedom and opening up the collaboration to the rest of the members of the band more, you know, and us jamming together and writing and working on songs that way too, I think lets everyone shine a little bit, you know.
Sobre el nuevo sonido del grupo, la cantante explicó que en esta ocasión Evanescence tiene mayor libertad en el sonido y que la colaboración por parte de la banda ha aumentado.
Because we're very different. I mean, I love the guys and I love the dynamic that we have both. Like, I think that our music is very dynamic. You have big strong sounds and you have very soft feminine sounds too. I like that contrast. I like that I'm a woman, you know, because I have the ability to take all that aggression and push it to the limit of heavy, but then at the same time soar above it in a way that's still beautiful. That's always kind of the plan. Like, I feel like that's a big part of what Evanescence is to me and the idea of the sound of the music. So I do think obviously it makes the sound different. But well, there's one song in particular that is harp and orchestra, and that's it. It's classical is what it is. It's more of a concert usage. So it doesn't sound gothic to me at all. But I think it is a beautiful image of a woman playing a harp. It's very cool. I always wanted to do it. I thought it looked gorgeous. I also love the way it sounds. It's so versatile. And then there's only one other song, I think, where there's a moment of harp that is actually on the album. And it's just great contrast. It's just like a piano, but not. So it's cool to have a new instrument to use as a substitute for piano sometimes, just to make it different.
Amy Lee también habló sobre la percepción que se tiene de la banda al tener una mujer como líder de la misma.
So I think it's different. We're just a different band than a lot of bands out there in a lot of ways. But I don't know. I hope it's a positive perception. I think it is. I love meeting our female fans. I mean, it's kind of 50-50. Like, our music is heavy, so we have a lot of male fans, but I'm a woman, so we have a lot of female fans too. It's cool to see them come together, because so often in music, there's the bands or artists that women like, and then there's the stuff that guys like, and a lot of times it's different. It's cool that we have a place where there's totally both. It usually seems pretty equal. That's a cool thing. I'm proud of that. Yeah.
Evanescence, que trabajó durante largo tiempo en nuevos temas, tuvo que suspender la grabación del disco, pues según cuenta la vocalista, aún no estaban preparados para volver al estudio.
It was hard to leave the studio for the first time. We went in 2 different times to start recording, and the first time we went in, we weren't ready. And I thought we were, and I was really excited, and I was online telling the fans how excited I was. And I knew that we needed to keep working, and it was very, very hard to admit. And to myself, too, I was really upset about it, because not just because I didn't want to work, but that I just felt like I thought I knew what I was doing, and then I got lost a little bit, and things didn't work out the way I planned. You know, life is out of your control sometimes, and you have to be open-minded enough to be like, okay, I was wrong, you know, there's more work to do, we can do this. It's way more important that it's the best album ever than to maintain my pride. So that was a little bit hard, but I'm so happy about it now.
Además, Amy Lee expresó su alegría por la integración de un nuevo miembro a la banda, después de que estuviera con ellos como parte de la gira.
And when we were first coming back and working and had been writing and everything else, Troy was in another band, but right towards the end of things, like he called me and we were talking, and he was telling me that he was wondering what we were doing and that he was free, and I was just like, this is incredible. Like, we were just about to be looking for a new guy, and none of us wanted to. We all wanted to have the real thing happening, you know, and not feel like we had to put someone in that was only going to be playing guitar, someone to actually really be a part of it, play on the album, all of that. So it just felt like fate. I told him, I was like, this is fate. This is meant to be. It's you. There's no one in the whole entire world I would rather have be here than you. and it just felt like a homecoming party. It felt like the whole team was back together again. I mean, that always feels good.
La cantante, que inspiró su carrera en Mozart, considera un honor que los jóvenes la tomen como ejemplo para desarrollarse musicalmente.
That's awesome. It's a huge honor. I was inspired by all types of musicians when I was young and wanted to play piano and learn things, and one of them was Mozart and actual classical music. I saw the movie Amadeus. I was like 9, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to do with my life, you know, like I want to be like Mozart, you know, and learn how to be like, do the part where he's upside down and like playing a piano. So silly. But it's cool to hear that anybody would get any inspiration to want to learn like that from me, because when I think of Mozart, I can't identify with being that kind of a genius in any shape or form. So it's a huge compliment that something that I can identify with why that inspires them, because he's who inspired me on a lot of levels. And he's, I mean, what can I even say? He's Mozart.
What You Want, el primer sencillo de la banda, se dio a conocer este martes 9 de agosto. Luego del éxito de Fallen y de Open Door, la banda planea lanzar su nuevo disco de título homónimo el 11 de octubre de este año. Con imágenes de Julián García, realización de Cristian Jiménez, informó para Terra Mariana Pando.